Welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here. Tonight, we've got a special treat for you, and you're going to have a good time because we're going to meet Phil from Woods Tree Farm and Flat Creek Outdoors channel, and we've got some other fun things in store. So stick around, and it'll be a fun hour. Well, here we are, live stream number 6. I'm starting to lose count, but it's a good time. I see we've got a number of people logged on already, a couple people chatting in the comments, and that's really good to see. RCAF Polar Express, Dave, you're always here for us, and we really appreciate that. Edward Joyce, good to see you. A Ritterbit will do. John Ritter, good to see you. I have something to show you, John, if you're around later. AK Dad Stuff, good to see you, my friend. He did a little impromptu live stream the other night, and I caught it right at the end, but it was fun to jump on there. So as I always say, you know, look at these live comments as they come in. A lot of these folks have their own channels, very similar to what we do here. So be sure you jump over, check out their channels, subscribe, and get to know them a little bit because they are good folks. Let's see where we are. Little information to start out to let you know that you can find the channel on, of course, YouTube. Most of you are watching from YouTube. On Facebook, we have a few people on Facebook that are watching live now because we're broadcasting, streaming to both Facebook and YouTube simultaneously at the same time. Sounds like a Yogi Berra saying. But you can find me on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram. They're all at My Cluttered Garage. Instagram, obviously photos. We're not streaming to Instagram because you can't. I mean, you can stream directly to Instagram. You can't stream through this. Anyway, it's a technical thing. But at any rate, most of our viewers are on YouTube, and that's where we are. So I'm glad to see you here. And thank you to the ones that are on Facebook as well. We're going to do something a little bit fun. We're going to do a lot of things that are fun before we bring Phil on, and then we'll continue to have fun. Let me check out the comments, though, again. I am assuming everybody can hear me fine, and yes, good, excellent, excellent. 6D Ranch, good to see you. And who's your helpers? Good to see you, too. So let me get back to my schedule and see where we are. I thought I would try something a little fun tonight, and it's something you'll want to stick around for the entire live stream because you'll want to see how this goes. I've got another camera set up, multicam here. This camera is set up outdoors, and this camera is set on our grill. And we're going to put a hot dog on the grill on low-medium heat. We're going to let the hot dog cook while we're live streaming. And throughout the night, we'll check on the hot dog. So that'll be fun. Here's a shot of that camera. Hot dog cam. So we're going to put the hot dog on there. And then, like I said, we'll look at it back and forth as we go. So as we go through the night, if you like the live stream, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, please give it a thumbs up. When you click the thumbs up button, it tells the infamous algorithms that, hey, people are watching this live stream. People like this live stream. Let's share it with other people. And the more people that watch, the better it is for the channel. So thank you for that. So hopefully I'll remind you that later on as well. But if you're on now and click the thumbs up. I mean, you could click the thumbs down, but that what fun would that be? Did you know that if you mistakenly click the thumbs down, you can click it again and it'll unclick the thumbs down? So that's probably, the few thumbs down I get, it's probably a mistake. Don't you think? Probably. So let's go with hot dog cam. There it is. Okay, look, I'm gonna run outside and I'm gonna put the hot dog on the grill and I'm gonna come right back. You guys watch the grill and I'll be right back, okay? Here, I'll give you a close-up of that. Turn the mic on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm outside. Here's the hot dog. Should we put it horizontal or vertical? I think we should put it that way so it can plump up there. Let's see. Looks good. All right. Coming back. I'm back. All right, I think that'll work out pretty well, right? We'll be able to see, watch the hot dog. I've got it on medium heat, all 3 burners. It's a Weber with 3-burner grill. Is that hot enough with the lid open? I'm not sure, but we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see now. Click the thumbs up. A couple more things before we bring Phil in. He's in the green room, standing by. Hopefully he can hear everything we're doing and he's entertained. I can see him in a little gray box. Can you hear me, Phil? Get ready. Get ready. He's going to be coming out soon. Hey, let's talk about a few things. Let me go back to the comments. Hey, my friend Tommy Productions Media, a great video production company. As some of you may know, I've mentioned this in the past, that I have a background in video production. I've been doing it for 25 more years. I lost count. A lot of years. And this is kind of a hobby thing. I don't do a whole lot of production anymore. But Tommy Productions Media does production, transfers movies and whatnot. And Tommy and I have worked together several times. And what a great friend he is. Yeah, RCAF, a burger would be nice, wouldn't it? Hey, Joseph Stein, I can't read it. Not good at that. Anyway, Joseph, Hacksman, good to see you. All right, let's go through a couple of things here just for fun, because today is March 8th. And as we've done in the past, I've got a few fun facts, if you can imagine. March 8th is the 67th day of the year in the Georgian calendar. I learn things when I do this research to come to the stream. It's interesting. Did you know that the Georgian calendar is the calendar used most throughout the world? It was introduced in October 1852 by Pope Gregory the 8th, Roman numerals, the 8th, as a minor modification to the Julian calendar, reducing the average year from 365.25 days to 365.2425 days, and therefore adjusting for the drift in the tropical or solar year that the inaccuracy had caused during intervening centuries. I don't think that Pope Gregory should have gotten all the credit and had the calendar named after him, the Georgian calendar. I mean, whoever this Julian is, he created the calendar hundreds of years earlier. It was off by, 3/4 of a day a year. And, Pope Gregory makes one little change, and now we're going to call it the Gregorian calendar. I think it should be the modified Julian calendar. Anyway, enough of that. Today is, again, March 8th, and it's officially International Women's Day. So kudos to the women out there. I know that the channel has like 90% men viewership, but we do have women watching, some in the comments right now. So kudos to you on International Women's Day. International Women's Day was created or born on March 8th, 1908, when 15,000 women marched through the streets of New York City to demand shorter hours, better pay, and the right to vote. A couple other fun facts. Today, I don't know why this is. I looked it up. It's true. Today is National Be Nasty Day. Isn't that terrible? And there's a website saying all the ways you can be nasty. Like don't hold doors open for people, insult people. I don't like that. But happy National Be Nasty Day. It's National Peanut Butter Cluster Day. That's a good thing. National Retro Video Game Day. My favorites were Frogger and Dr. Mario on, of course, the old Atari. What was that, a 2400? By the way, the entire month is, I believe, National Women's Month. So not just today. So you can celebrate for the rest of the month as well. The other thing that March is, got to talk about this stuff. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. And it's not fun to talk about, but I'm going to tell you, if you're 50 years or older, go get yourself a screening, a colonoscopy. It's very important. And since I have an audience, I will tell you that it can make a difference. I lost my mother to colon cancer when she was only 59 years old. I've been getting screening since I was 35 years old. So don't put it off. It's really not a bad thing to have done, and you'll have the best nap ever. I guarantee it. So, have you had a colonoscopy? Put it in the comments and let us know. AK Dad stuff. Look at that. Colonoscopy saved his life. It's true. We can dive into this a little bit. Like I said, I had my first colonoscopy when I was 35 because my mother died at a young age. I've had 4 or 5 since then. And it's just it's the most preventable cancer that's out there. So go get it done. And again, you will love the nap. I'm telling you, it is the best nap. Thank you, Linda. Preach it. That's right. She knows. She knows. All right. So it doesn't have to be a sad thing to talk about. We can celebrate our health, right? Where are we? I'm looking at my list. Phil's like, come on already. One more announcement before we bring Phil on. There's a new store with some merchandise for the channel. If you go to shopmcg.com, you can find wonderful things like these vinyl stickers. And there are some t-shirts and perhaps some drinking ware. Cheers to you and this double-sided mug, ceramic mug. You can have your very own. You know what? I think I've got these stickers, right? I think what I'd like to do later on, I'd like to send somebody a few of these stickers. Would you like that? They're vinyl. You can stick them on your car, stick them on your truck, stick them on your tractor, anywhere. Anyway, if you would like that, let's figure out a way to do this. I have an idea. We'll do this later on, but I would like to send somebody not 1, not 2, 3 stickers. Everybody loves a sticker, don't you think? All right. We talked about the merch. We're going to bring Phil on. Think about who you'd like to see on upcoming live streams. I've reached out to a few people, and we have some commitments of people who would like to join the live stream, and some others that I've talked to. No commitment made yet, but I'm reaching out, and folks seem to enjoy these live streams with guests. I'm enjoying it. So think about who you'd like to have. Let me show you who's coming up in the weeks ahead. Of course, tonight we've got Phil from Woods Tree Farm and Flat Creek Outdoors. Next week, March 15th, Hank and hopefully Gina from Hamiltonville Farm. That's exciting. They have got a great channel. Again, check out these channels. March 22nd, Neil Messick from Messick's Equipment. You know, I've said before, when I bought my B2601, I believe I've watched every video that Neil had made on Kubota compact tractors. And then March 29th, another great guest, Mike from Ask Tractor Mike YouTube channel. Or I think it's called Tractor Mike. The website is asktractormike.com. But that is really fun, and I'm excited to talk to everybody. Of course, Tractor Mike is, I really like his channel because it is not focused on one particular brand of tractor. He's a former salesperson. He knows all about tractors and implements. So mark your calendars, get your questions ready, and it would be great to talk to Tractor Mike. Let's end this little banner here. And I said one more thing, but I have another thing to talk about. We've been doing this live stream now, I believe, for 6 Mondays in a row. And it's gone really well. I'm really happy to see that we have, usually around 40 people or so watching. But the experienced YouTubers have told me that Mondays are not a good day. And I'm looking at doing another day for the live stream. And I know that is tough because the people who watch tonight may not be able to watch on another night. But I'm looking at going with like a Thursday or a Friday, maybe even later, like 8 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. And I'm thinking maybe I'll do a test live stream just for fun this week. But let me know what you think about that. If you think you'd be able to join, say a Thursday night at 8 p.m. I think Fridays, to me, I would think a lot of people are busy, especially with summer coming up. They won't want to come inside and watch a live stream. So, again, I don't know that we'll continue these through the summer because I like to be outside myself until it's dark, and that's 9 o'clock at night come midsummer. But for now, I think I'd like to try one of these on a different day. So maybe this Thursday, come join me. Maybe we'll try Thursday at 8 p.m. But let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Let's check on Hot Dog Cam. There it is. It's not doing much, is it? It's probably ready to eat, but we want to see what happens. I didn't want to turn the heat too high because, I wanted it to last through the hour. All right. D6 Ranch. Thursday later in the evening would actually work better. Margaret likes Monday. Yeah, it's so tough. AK Dad is off on Monday, so that's probably good, I guess. Tough. It's really tough. You can always watch it in the replay, but I know it's not as fun because we don't get to interact like this. RCAF, he thinks I'm the only one on Monday. And that's part of the reason I chose Monday. A lot of YouTubers are on different days of the week, and I thought Mondays might be like our time. But it doesn't get promoted as much or seen as much on Mondays. But I like that, inviting guests on. If they're doing their own live streams later in the week, I thought they'd be free on a Monday night. Enough about that. Linda says do too. That's possible. I may do that this week. All right. Let's move on. I want to bring Phil on here because he cannot stay late tonight. So we want to get some good conversation with Phil. Before I bring Phil on, I'd like to introduce you to his channels, and we'll talk about this. Phil and his family have started a Christmas tree farm in Virginia, and they are growing this farm from the ground up, literally growing it from the ground up, and that's exciting to talk to him about that. He also started a separate outdoors channel because he has a lot of viewers who are interested in tractors and firewood and things like that the tree farm viewers may not be so interested in or not as interested in. So we'll talk to him about that a little bit. But he's been a big supporter of mine. We're in a few Facebook groups that we connect with, and he's a great supporter of all of these YouTube channels, especially the smaller ones that are growing. So thank you for that, Phil. Anyway, let's get ready to bring Phil on. I want to show you a little bit of his channel, and then we'll talk to Phil.
Hello everyone, we bought a farm. Hey guys, Phil here at Woods Tree Farm. Hey guys, Phil here at Woods Tree Farm. Hey everybody, Phil here. Hey everybody, Phil out here at Woods Tree Farm. It is about 6:45 in the morning. Hey guys, Phil here at Woods Tree Farm. It's an exciting day at Woods Tree Farm. Well, that was a double fail today. The rake did not work for cleaning up, and the grapple, I couldn't get close enough without getting stuck to do anything. You guys know that trick for extension cords? After about 8 hours of tractor time, I can say that this road is now ready for gravel. We're looking to expand on the events and types of events that we do, so having internets here for our guests and our customer. Internets. Did I say internets? I did. So starting this month, we are going to come out with a new channel. Hey guys, welcome to Flat Creek Outdoors. Hey guys, welcome to Flat Creek Outdoors. I'm Phil. Thanks for tuning into the channel. And then this will get shoved down in that hole. Yeah. That worked great, just like I drew it up in my mind. And I'll explain in a future video why I'm putting stuff in 2 different places. But anyway, that's gonna wrap it up. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.
There he is. There's Phil.
I'm muted. Well done, well done.
Welcome to the internets.
The internets. And thanks for having me on your weirdest episode yet. We can where else can I talk about colonoscopies and hot dog cams?
You're right. You're right about that.
This is the only place.
They may get weirder. We'll see.
That's what I said. Weirdest one yet.
Hey, I don't think we need to have the hot dog cam up there all the time. So
it's your call. You're the producer here.
How can I get rid of that? There's all 3 of us there.
Even better.
It's the first time I've had 3 guests on my live stream.
Yeah.
Phil, the hot dog, or 2 guests.
Hot dog cam. Oh, Phil. It had a little flare up. Did you see that?
Nice. We could keep it in the corner there and watch that. Anyway, I don't want to get people sick here.
Chestbait Cruiser says, let me know if you need help. He'll bring over his LX 2610. Yeah, because I guess he's in Virginia. Come on over anytime. There's always heaps of work to do. How about tomorrow?
Nice.
Yeah.
Neighboring. That's great to meet people. You know, it's really neat when you have people who are nearby. I've met a few people that I didn't realize were so close. So that's kind of neat. Anyway, thank you, Phil. I'm really glad that you joined us tonight, and I think the folks here are going to enjoy hearing a little bit about your journey as much that you're interested in speaking about.
Sure.
So tell me this. Your channel goes back to when you first bought the farm. Like your first video, I think, is we bought a farm.
We settled on the property. Yeah, we settled on the property on voting day 2018, midterm election.
And did you start the channel right at that time?
That was so that we closed on it on Tuesday, and I think it was that Saturday following, because we still had day jobs. And that Saturday following, we went out there for our first work day and filmed a video. We bought a farm. I also filmed the same day the fixing a mud hole video, which is number 2 on the Woods Tree Farm channel. And that video is just amazing. It continues to get viewed like 50 to 70 times a day. And I did it, 2 years ago and had no clue what I was doing at the time. It just, I think it's hilarious. If you Google how to fix a mud hole in a road or something like that, my video pops up and there it is. And
Phil's the expert now in mud holes, apparently, right?
Apparently, yeah.
Now, when you bought the farm, how closely related was starting a YouTube channel? Did that come to you right away? Like, hey, we bought this farm. I think I'm going to document it.
Yeah. So the story there is, I have no background in agriculture, running equipment, anything like that. So we spent a lot of time leading up to the purchase of the property, researching stuff on YouTube. And I saw all these other channels out there that were, from a content perspective, I just interpreted like these guys and gals are just filming what they do on their properties every day, and that's their YouTube channel. And I'm like, people watch that? And of course they do. I was watching it just at that time, just in the research phase. But I saw how, some of these channels and some of them quite large and obviously pretty successful. I thought I could do that. And if nothing else, I'd be pretty much one of the only ones in the Christmas tree industry producing content for of that topic for Christmas tree farmers, because that was the other reason I was researching stuff on YouTube at the time, was trying to figure out how to start and how to run and how to grow a Christmas tree farm. And there wasn't really any content out there. So I thought, I'm just going to document all the stuff that we do and all the stuff that we learn along the way, and that'll benefit someone else down the road.
And I've seen some other Christmas tree farms pop up on YouTube, I think, since yours. Obviously, I've discovered them just by watching your channel. YouTube makes recommendations. So I have seen a few other Christmas tree farms, and you're right, the ones that I've seen, I guess a couple are well established, but there are several that are new, like yours.
There have been several that have started in the last 2 years since I've started, and not saying that they started because of me, but maybe they had similar experiences. I know some of them. I've interacted with some of those channels, and some of them feel like, oh, we want to share our story, and that's their motivation. But some of them have also said, we want to share Christmas tree content because that stuff just isn't out there.
Well, I think I need to copyright Hot Dog Cam. You saw it here first.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's someone to watch it, no doubt.
They have the Yule log at Christmas time.
I did see someone asked earlier whether it was pork or beef. Do you care to elaborate on what hot dog this is?
I'll tell you what. We only buy Angus beef hot dogs. There is no need to buy cheap hot dogs. And that, what you saw there is, that right there is an Oscar Mayer 100% Angus beef hot dog. It's even bun length. We don't skimp and get the little hot dogs. These are bun length, and they're about the same price. But the difference is you get like 5 bun length hot dogs or 6 non-bun length hot dogs. So I like to go for the bun length and 100% Angus. So I hope that answered the question. Speaking of questions, if you do have questions for Phil about the farm, about tree farming, about YouTube, please put them in the comments, and we'll get to them and see what we can answer. So I'm looking here. Oh yeah, Nathan's. Sorry, it was not a Nathan's Hacks, man, but I do like Nathan's hot dogs.
I'm more of a Hebrew National fan myself.
Yeah. But those cheap ones they're not good.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
All the fillers. I mean, probably no hot dog is good, but the beef ones they're good stuff. So yeah. Anyway, questions for Phil. Post them in the comments. Love to hear from you. And we want to talk a little bit about Phil's equipment as we go along too, because that was actually how I found Phil's channel. I was researching Kubotas when I made my purchase over a year ago for my B2601. Phil has, if I'm not mistaken, an L3901.
Correct.
Show off. He's got the 39 horsepower.
Mine's bigger.
It is. You have the DPF, right? The diesel particulate filter.
That we do, yeah.
Which that scares people away, but I don't think it should scare people away.
It's really not like, a big deal.
I don't want that. Yeah, they want to buy an old tractor that doesn't have the particulate filter, or they buy the smaller one like I did. But from what I've seen, the regeneration period is few and far between. And I've also heard that if you run it hard, if you're mowing and run it wide open, that takes care of it. But what do you know about that?
I'm at 250 hours. I think it's done it 5 or 6 times. It just did it yesterday, and that was an inconvenience because I was trying to film something for a video. And if you're not running it hard, it takes longer. So it can take 20 minutes just sitting there. And I'm like, well, I got this other stuff to do and I want to film it. So I guess I'll just film it, and then that'll just B-roll, and I'll have to do the voiceover of this later. So just kind of like shuffled up what I was going to try to film. And anyway, that was the only time it really inconvenienced me. And every
when
other
it does
time
that, it just what revs up full throttle for
Yeah, not on its own, but you have to keep the revs up so that it keeps temperature and can do whatever it does with high temperature.
Just burns off the.
Yeah, yeah. But it's really been a non-issue.
Turns all the solid pollution into gas pollution, right?
Is that what it does? I don't even know. Yeah.
It's burning something off.
Yeah, but it's funny you bring this up because I don't know anything about tractors, and I have these videos about tractors. And if you Google Kubota L3901, I have all these top videos on that particular model of tractor. And so I get people email me and stuff all the time. And of course they leave comments on the videos, and it's like, they ask all these questions, and it's like, I can tell you kind of what my limited experience is, but it seems like when people reach out and they ask for questions, they're really asking for like, should I buy this? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Buy it if you want to buy it. I can tell you how
you see that on the Facebook forums a lot of times, and it's such a specific need, depending on your acreage, on your landscape, on your use. People say, well, I have 10 acres. What would work? And you may have 7 of that 10 acres might be wooded, or it might be hilly, and so it's so different for everybody. And the dealers generally are pretty helpful with those kind of questions. It's something that you or I really can't answer too much. But so we'll talk tractors a little bit more. I see some comments coming in about the tree farm. If you don't mind answering a couple questions, I see.
Sure.
There's a question whether you're wholesale or retail with your trees, and I've seen your videos where you bring folks on, so I imagine that's retail. But
yeah, I saw a couple of questions too. So I'll give you kind of a little 60-second rundown. So our plan is to open up as a cut your own tree farm, open to the public, so families can come out. So a big part of what we're setting ourselves up for and what we're already doing is to make the property an attraction. So we spend a lot of time and a lot of effort in beautifying the property and grooming the property and adding components to the experience. So we have this big 6 foot by 6 foot fire pit. We have a 1 acre pond that's right in the middle of the property. So there's all these different things around it. We set up all these different photo ops. We have toys and games and activities for the kids and all that. So there's a lot that we do to, like I said, make the property an attraction and make it an experience. And then the other questions around what do we grow? So we're in zone 7A in Central Virginia. So we're somewhat limited in the evergreen species that we can grow. A lot of the fir trees like higher elevations and colder winters and more moisture during the summer than what we get. So we can't really grow a lot of the premium fir trees that people like for Christmas trees. So we are experimenting. I'll say we're still experimenting because we're just in our 3rd year. So we haven't harvested any trees yet. But we're doing Norway spruce, concolor fir, Canaan fir, Scotch pine, and Leland cypress are what we have in the ground right now. And we're probably going to try a couple of other varieties as well. And around the country, all of those varieties are reasonably popular Christmas trees. So the most popular one that everybody knows is Fraser fir or balsam fir. And, those are kind of the premium ones that get shipped around to markets all across the country. But elsewhere throughout the country at Cut Your Own Farms, all the ones that I named are pretty common, pretty popular Christmas trees.
Excellent. And I like that you shared your experience this last holiday season. I believe your wife was hand making ornaments that you were selling, and you had the whole family involved, and it looked like a really great time. You're creating memories for people. I love that you made that little tree where people can come take their picture next to it each year, and it shows their height. And I think that's fantastic. That hopefully the kids will come back every year and have their picture taken with the tree. And
right. So the people that don't know, it's a plywood 7 foot tall cutout of a Christmas tree, and it has little signs, says Woods Tree Farm on it. And it's got a measuring scale on one side of it. So yeah, the goal there is people bring their families, bring their kids out, and every year they take a picture and you see how much taller the kids have grown each year and all that. And it's stuff like that we're going to add every year. We actually have plans for this year. We're going to either make or have made, I don't know yet. We've talked to an artist, but we're going to make a 15-foot long cutout of the Griswold family Christmas station wagon. And I'm going to build it in such a way that it has like a shelf up top, and we can actually put a real Christmas tree on top, like a really crazy Griswold Christmas tree on top. And then people
Awesome.
can take their picture with the cutout of the station wagon, have the windows cut out so people can get behind it and, peek through the window, and that'd be super fun. But anyway, we want to do a lot of stuff like that. That's going to be an attraction for people, and that's going to be what differentiates us from every other farm that's in this area. Though there really aren't that many, which is the other reason we started it, is that there's really a need in our area for Christmas tree farms. But the ones that do exist, they don't seem to be investing at all in the experiential aspects of the Christmas tree farm. So we're really trying to do that up.
Yeah. And I see here in the comments, Mike from AK Dad Stuff, he's up in Alaska. He can apparently get you a real reindeer.
Nice.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's serious too. The guy sells them all. His friend sells them all over the country.
I'm sure. Yeah. I don't have time or attention to care for animals.
Disappointed. I was really disappointed the first time I saw a real reindeer. Growing up with Rudolph and the animations, the real reindeer are not as cute as I thought as a kid.
I wouldn't know. I don't think I've seen one.
No, see that? Maybe you have and you didn't realize it because you were looking for a cute little reindeer.
Maybe.
So excellent. And it's like you were made to be a tree farmer. 'Cause you're
with the last name of Woods.
Yeah. It's like, what are the chances?
Destined to do something that wasn't metal, right?
That's right. I knew an electrician. His name was Sparks.
Seems appropriate.
Some people are made for it.
Yeah.
AK Dad Stuff, they raised a couple of reindeer. Awesome. There's a question. Any more questions for Phil about the tree farm? Otherwise, we'll jump on to the other channel that you started. There's some questions about that. You know what? Before we do that, Phil, let's continue with Christmas trees a little bit, because you seem pretty knowledgeable about Christmas trees.
I'm not really.
Well, I think we should.
We're about to find out, huh?
I think we should see.
Okay.
What Phil knows about Christmas trees.
Bring it on.
We'll see how Phil scores in a game where we don't keep score. All right, Phil.
And Linda asked a question. I do know the answer to that one. And so
she asked a question?
We'll get back to that in a second. It's all right.
Okay. All right. Do you know how many Christmas trees Christmas tree farms there are in America?
Yeah.
8,000 or 15,000?
I'm glad that it's multiple choice. If I was just to spit off a number, I probably would have said 8, but I think it's more than that. I'll go with 15.
15,000 Christmas tree farms. There are over 15,000 Christmas tree farms in America. That's amazing. That's a lot. 50 states, a lot of trees. All right, next question. For no points. True or false, Phil? There are no Christmas tree farms in Hawaii.
Oh, man.
That's really a poorly worded question. It's like a double negative.
It's like there are no. Yeah. So are we saying it's true that there are not?
Correct. Yes, there are no or no.
No.
Are there Christmas tree farms in Hawaii, Phil? Just tell me that.
Let's go with false. I think in Hawaii there's at least one Christmas tree farm.
You think there are Christmas trees, so that would be true. You're saying
no, false. Right? There are no.
Terrible question.
To the statement of there are no Christmas tree farms in Hawaii, I say false.
Who put this question together? You should never ask a double negative. Anyway,
am I right or wrong?
Phil. Christmas trees, you're right. Christmas trees are grown in all 50 states, including Alaska and Hawaii, taken from the National Christmas Tree Association, which you may be a member of.
Not the national. I am a member of my state association.
All right. Well, you're doing well, so maybe you don't need to join that one. Next question. How many Christmas trees are harvested annually in America?
Oh,
Is it 90 million, 30 million, or 8.5 million? Just really just have to do the math here and just imagine, right?
Well, I got to think back to when I did my business analysis for determining whether I should do a Christmas tree farm or not. I'll go with 30.
This is for the viewers as well. They can guess. We're educating the viewers here. Sorry, you were getting ready to.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll try to pretend like I know what I'm talking about, and I'll say 30 million.
30 million
Yeah.
Christmas trees harvested in America.
Come on.
Bam.
Money.
How about that?
There we go.
Again, not keeping score, but I think you're 3 for 3 here.
Yeah.
Live Christmas trees sold each year. Oh, John Ritter chimed in 30 million. He was right.
There you go. I'll give you. I'll elaborate on that in a second because there's another factoid I know.
Okay.
About Christmas trees. If we have time, we're getting up there in time. In which year? You asked the question, Mr. Host.
In which year did the Vatican begin displaying a Christmas tree?
Oh Lord.
There were 4 choices on this one.
Yeah, I know. The 1621 is great. Vatican. Let's go with 37. No. Yeah, let's go with 37.
1937.
Yeah.
For our Catholic friends out there. Let's see what year. Believe it or not, it was not until 1982.
I was going to go there.
That's so recent.
There's
Pope John Paul II displayed the first Christmas tree in St. Peter's Square, initiating a new tradition in Vatican City. Imagine that, though. Prior to 1982, there were no Christmas trees. That seems sacrilegious. But that is from lagazzettaitaliana.com.
Yeah,
so,
I haven't read that recently. I should have been on that website some more.
All right. There might be one more question. Then we'll wrap this up. What's the oldest known pine tree? The oldest known pine tree lived how many years?
Wow.
4,800 years, or 48,000 years old.
I'll just go with the middle choice because I have no idea, and 48,000 seems like way too much.
Yeah, they're all pretty high for a pine tree thing. I mean, I have pine trees on my property that die after 40 years, it seems like. But
yeah.
Anyway, final answer, 48.
Let's see.
All right. We have some guesses in the comments there. Hacksman says 4,800. M plus J, 480. Rittervit, 480. The actual answer is...
I just noticed everybody's been playing along. Awesome.
4,800 years. Can you imagine a pine tree being that old?
Yeah.
And, of course, I've got my reference there. softschools.com/facts/plant_facts/538/ if you want to look that up yourself.
Sounds like a legit source.
It's pretty legit. That may be the last question. Let's see. That was it, Phil.
That was it.
You did
just
really
restarted
well.
it. Okay.
That's the end. Excellent job. Congratulations. I think you got, it doesn't matter. We didn't keep score. It doesn't matter what you got out of there.
I got all the points.
You got all the points.
Except the Pope one.
Before we go on to your new channel, because I know you have to take off here shortly, you said there was a question from someone, from Linda.
There was. It was about pH. What should the pH be for trees? And it varies by species, but most of them are around. If you're between like 5.8 and 6, you're good. I have found out that the concolor fir, like a little higher, 6.5. So we're going to be throwing down some lime on our concolors here in the next week or two. Try to boost that pH.
I think pines don't they like an acidic?
They like more acidic. They could be down 5.5, and they'd be fine.
We are, as many people know, we're in the great state of New Jersey, where the infamous pine barrens are. I mean, acres and acres and acres of pines.
I've ridden my bike through
very
there.
Sandy soil. Did you? Bicycle or dirt bike?
Mountain bike.
Mountain bike. Okay. Yeah. A lot of Jeeps and dirt bikes go out there. On the fire roads only. You know, they have problems with people veering off the trails. But anyway, lots and lots of acreage of sand and pines. All right, I'm just looking through the comments before we move on here. I don't see anything else. So let's talk then. Let's switch over to Flat Creek Outdoors and tell us a little bit about, I know you explained it on one of your videos, but you started this new channel, and I think it's doing very well. I mean, you're putting out some great content.
Yeah, it's only been about 2.5 weeks or so since I launched it. But the real story there is that the Woods Tree Farm channel grew through a combination of content about Christmas tree farming, obviously, and about our story about us starting that farm. But some of the most popular videos were just general tractor videos. And I bought a mower my first year, a Cub Cadet mower, and, just like equipment videos and project videos that were not related to Christmas tree farming had done well and helped grow the channel. But at the same time, I was growing this kind of niche audience related to Christmas tree farming. So I was kind of wrestling with how to continue to grow the channel. And as YouTube creators, we see all the stats behind the scenes as far as like how people interact with the videos and what they watch and how much of it they watch and how they interact with their comments and their likes or dislikes and all that stuff. And I'm a very analytical kind of guy. And I started to really pick things apart. And I realized that there's basically two audiences on that channel. And the people who like tractors and projects don't necessarily like Christmas tree farm stuff and vice versa. So I decided to split it off for that reason. And Flat Creek Outdoors channel kind of gives me some more flexibility in kind of what I post there, since I don't have to brand myself as a Christmas tree farmer and I don't have to really speak to that audience at all. I can just be tractors and outdoors and projects and firewood and, whatever it is that we're getting into on the property. I can, focus more deeply on that kind of stuff on the new channel.
How are you holding up creating content for two different channels? Is that difficult, or is it easier to kind of separate the two?
I think it's a little bit of a mental game. I'm not really filming any more content than I was before. I'm just publishing less often to Woods Tree Farm. That's really what's happening.
Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Hacksman just mentioned the hot dog. I forgot about that. Let's check on that. It's not doing anything.
I can. Looks like, yeah. I was wondering how it was going to hold up for an hour. It's pretty impressive,
Me
actually.
too. I'm kind of disappointed. I could actually eat that when we're done. I was hoping it would be maybe medium heat was not right. Maybe I should have picked a higher heat.
Yeah, pretty much count on eating it at this point. Go ahead and flip it over so at least it's even.
It's been on for 45 minutes now. That's the longest I've ever cooked a hot dog.
Yeah, it's longer than anybody should ever cook a hot dog.
You would think. We'll check on it again in a bit. So, all right. Thanks for the reminder, Hacksman. I was so engrossed with Phil's comments that I forgot all about the hot dog.
Yeah.
The hot dog was just there as a cover in case Phil was terribly boring. Then we'd have something to go to.
I noticed. Yeah, I started talking about my channel, and you had to go to the hot dog. So
yeah, right.
That must be
hot dog came. And Edward Joyce says close the lid. That's true, but then we couldn't see it until we could go back, open it up again. So RCAF Polar Express likes tractors and chainsaws, and you were talking about that somewhat. So I know you do a lot of wood. You're getting more into wood splitting, and you're doing some firewood on the side sales.
Yeah, last year I started selling some firewood, and that became kind of an increasing part of the Woods Tree Farm channel. And it kind of got to a point where after we were done selling Christmas trees at Christmas time, because that's another thing I didn't mention, we brought in pre-cut trees and we were open at Christmas time. So that was there were a few videos about that. And after a tree selling season was done, I was doing all this firewood work. So it was just like one video after another of all this firewood work on Woods Tree Farm channel. And there was actually a comment or two of like, hey, when are you doing tree farm videos again? So it kind of got me to the point of thinking, yeah, I should split this off. And the thing that really sealed the deal for me was I did a survey on the other channel, on Woods Tree Farm. And I asked kind of the essentialism question, which is a great book, by the way. If you're into personal productivity, read the book Essentialism. It's great. But I asked a question that said, if I could film only one thing, what type of video should I film? And I said, it was multiple choice, said tractors, firewood, Christmas tree stuff, building stuff, and there was one other choice. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, if you looked at the results of that, 50% of people, or 49% of people actually said it should be Christmas tree farming stuff. Not surprising, like I built an audience on the fact that we were starting a Christmas tree farm. But then 51% of people said it should be other stuff that's not Christmas tree farming. And that kind of sealed the deal with, on top of all the other stats that I had, that I thought, yeah, I should just split off all of this not Christmas tree farming stuff and do it somewhere else. And then just, cultivate the Christmas tree audience on Wood Tree Farm.
So you were confident you had an audience for this other channel who were interested more in
Yeah, for sure.
tractors.
And I mean, obviously, there's plenty of other outdoor channels out there that are already plenty successful. So, I'm just kind of following their lead and just focusing in on that niche with the new channel.
Excellent. Well, I think you're doing great for sure. I really enjoy your content.
Thanks.
And you're getting pretty artsy with some of that editing too. I see your.
Yeah, well, that was kind of another thing is that I felt with the new channel I could treat it a little bit differently, maybe, and kind of create a different brand and a different feel and all that. And I've been playing around with that and trying to get a little bit creative here and there. So there are a couple questions. John asked how many trees are we going to plant this spring. The answer might be 0 because we've kind of shifted over into doing fall planting. So last fall we did 800 trees. If I can get a hold of some seedlings this spring, which is kind of a little late now, but if I can get a hold of some, we might do 1 or 2 or 300, but we might just push into doing another 1,000 in the fall.
And it's amazing because tree farming is such a long-term projection. And, you're not planting a crop and harvesting it at the end of that season. You're looking out, 8-10 years from now?
Yeah, it depends on the species, but the folks that are in the deep south that get to grow nothing but Leland cypress and they have a market for that, like people expect that as a Christmas tree down there, and they're turning those over every 4 to 5 years, and that's awesome. And that's why I'm trying to do some Lelands. But up here, I'm in Virginia, and it's kind of in the south, but here people don't really know those as Christmas trees, so I'm going to have to really sell them and get people acquainted with that variety. But if I can do more of those and turn them over in 4 or 5 years, I would like to do more of those. But yeah, the other ones, all the firs especially, I mean, some of the firs, depending on the climate that they're grown in, could be as high as 12, 13, 14 years for a 6-foot tall tree. It's insane. Tie up a lot of real estate for a long time to make whatever you're going to make, $60-$70 on a tree.
Yeah, it is a lot. It really is.
Yeah.
But one day when you establish the farm and, if you're going to sell it, it'll be in place. So you're taking what was the property before you had it? Did it produce anything, or was it just open space?
Immediately before, it kind of just sat for a number of years. So that's been part of our story, was trying to reclaim this property and do something with it. And there's been a lot of cleanup work. But as far as I know, there was never any real row crop agriculture or anything there. I know they had some cattle out there and they've grown some hay there, but nothing beyond that.
And you've shared openly that you don't live on the property. Mm-hmm. Any plans to build a homestead out there, or
not in the near future? We're kind of in the early stages now of exploring doing a small cabin or something where we could go and weekend out there, and then maybe also turn that into another revenue stream by doing Airbnb or something,
right?
And letting people stay out there.
Excellent. There's some other questions. One about an old blue tractor that you had, and then some other ones. I'm going to let you answer these questions. Okay. I'm going to run out and turn up the grill.
Okay. Yeah. So the old blue tractor, Ben asked, yeah, I do still have it. It sat after we planted in the fall for a couple months, and then it wouldn't start. And I jumped it and got it started, and I moved it 100 feet, and then it's been sitting there ever since. But excuse me, I do still have it. And I don't have any real intention of getting rid of it, but every once in a while the thought crosses my mind. I actually kind of did a mental inventory this last weekend, thinking about, well, I could get rid of the old blue tractor, I could get rid of the 4-wheeler, I could get rid of a handful of other things I have, and I'm like, oh, that's good down payment on that cabin we want to build. So anyway, I do still have it for now. Look at that hot dog. It is toasty on the underside. I'm sure he's glad. He flips that over. Hoosier Helpers ask, can we plant right back in the harvested ground? That'll be the plan. It's just we'll shift over a foot or a foot and a half from the old stump and put a new seedling in right there. And our main field is only 7 acres, so we're going to have to rotate through that field pretty quickly once we start harvesting. Do we need to treat for mites? So there are a host of bugs and pests that tree farms need to treat for. I'm just starting to need to explore that more. I know I have some sawfly and I have some other things eating on my trees, and that's like a whole area that I don't even really know anything about. So we'll call in, we'll take some pictures, we'll call in our extension agent, and we'll get some counsel on how to treat for those things. But there are dozens of things that want to feed on Christmas trees in some way. So there's mites, there's different funguses, there's different molds, there's caterpillars, flies, bagworms, the list goes on, and all of them will make a tree not marketable. So we need to stay ahead of it.
I know bagworms are a big issue with pines or any kind of evergreen, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're somewhat easy to find. Once they make their bag, if you can, pluck them, then they're not going to crawl out of their bag and go down and lay eggs. So they're kind of the least concerning ones. There's plenty of other things you can't really see until after they do damage.
I see. By the way, just so everybody knows, I turned all 3 burners up to high.
There you go.
Maybe that'll cause a little bit more excitement. Ironically, that hot dog was not that black underneath. I thought it
looks a little dark from here.
Yeah, it's a little, but it's still edible. I would eat a hot dog like that.
Yeah. Edward Joyce asked, he obviously saw that I have a stump bucket. I featured that in a couple of recent videos, and he asked how large of a tree can we uproot. So the pine trees I found have a really deep taproot, and even relatively small ones, it's kind of hard just to like go right up to them and just pop them out. So you kind of have to dig around them a little bit. But I've gotten, took a little bit of effort, but I've gotten up to about an 8-inch pine tree out of the ground within about 10, 15 minutes. I haven't spent any more than that on any of the stumps. So it seems to be a pretty effective tool at digging out stumps. And like plenty of other trees, some of the hardwoods and the cedars that don't have the big taproot, and you can just, scoop to the left, scoop to the right of the stump, and then go right up underneath it and pop it out. So we took out some of our early videos on the Wood Street Farm channel. We were cleaning up old cedars along an old fence row, and I wish I had that stump bucket then, because we spent weeks on that, and I would have gotten done in one weekend if I had that stump bucket, guaranteed.
Or a backhoe. That'd be nice. What's the soil like there? I mean, you're hilly in that part of Virginia, but you're not really mountains, right? It's not rocky, or
it's not rocky at all. We have very few rocks. I've only come across a couple rocks that are like bigger than a softball, and I've only come across one rock ever. It wasn't in the field; it was in the woods. I've only come across one rock ever that was like real size, like boulder. It was like the size of half a bucket on my tractor, and it was good sized boulder. So now it's at like the trailhead of our trail, and I told my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna call that the White Rock Trail, because it's a piece of white quartz, and I'm like, that'll go right there in the corner. That'll be the White Rock Trail, and everybody will know that's big white rock.
I don't know if you answered this question from John. I forgot I could put these questions on the screen.
Oh yeah,
I've been so busy with doing different things, and
hot dog is such a distraction.
It's distracting me.
Yeah.
So you've planted how many acres, and how many acres left can you plant?
We planted about less than 3. And I actually have a total of about 9 open, but our main field is 7. And then I have a couple other open areas that are smaller that we can plant into in the future if we want to. And then I have 25 acres of woods that we can clear into if we're really successful. But as our land sits right now, we should have inventory to sell up to 1,000 trees a year, which is kind of my goal. My whole like business model and planning and everything early on was based on getting to that point of selling 1,000 trees a year.
Right. And then there was another question about your bucket. I don't know if you answered that, but I know that if it's a certain brand or... That
is the Artilian bucket, which is part of the Artilian modular system. So their bucket only works on their fork frame. And then you can also buy their forks and their grapple, and it all works on that.
Yeah, they have a whole adaptable type system there. That's right.
Yeah.
Excellent. Is this a thing, a concern with praying mantis? Do they?
No, they're beneficial. I don't do anything to check for them. If we have them, that's great. If not, we don't. I guess there is the possibility that they could lay their little like egg sac things in trees, and then people could take that home. And then when the cold tree gets into a warm house, they think it's springtime and that they should hatch. And they also have that problem with spiders and other things that
And squirrels.
Yeah.
Like,
So I do have a tree. I do have a shaker. It's like an electric thing that shakes the snot out of a tree. And that does a really good job at shaking the squirrels out and most of the bugs and stuff like that too. So it's usually not a problem.
And for our, we're all animal lovers here, but the shaker is to shake needles off, right? It's not intended to shake the squirrels out of the tree. It's right.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a squirrel that needs to be shaken, and we will rehome the squirrel.
That's right.
But that is the purpose of the machine: is
Nice.
to shake out needles and leaves that blow in from the trees, from the tree line or whatever.
Oh, very nice. Well wishes for your tree farm. I think it's interesting that I wanted to talk about your second channel, which we did
A
little bit, and
I can give you
a lot
like
of the viewers here
3-4 more minutes if we want to hit on anything else
Okay.
real quick. Yeah,
but it's interesting that the viewers here do like the tractor content, the wood content, but they seem to be really interested in your tree farm. So I think it's neat that we could talk about something a little different than just tractors and whatnot. But
yeah, it's funny because it's a thing that no one knows anything about. So you kind of the first thing is just hearing like, oh, it takes 7 to 9 years to grow a tree. I had no idea. And it's like, well, why are the trees $29 at Walmart? How in the world can anyone make a living selling trees that tie up real estate for 7 to 9 years? 29. Well, the answer is you can't. So that's not sustainable. So yeah, that's why farms, especially the smaller family farms like us, you've got to focus on doing other stuff. And we're doing flowers in the summer, and we're trying to make the property more of an experience. We're trying to get people to come out and take photos and all that, because it's all of that add-on stuff that's going to, make it a successful business. I could sell 1,000 trees a year at $70 a pop. It's only 70 grand. That's a boatload of work that goes into making 70 grand.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
And that's not even your profit. That's
right.
So that's rough. And a lot of farms have gone to these agribusinesses, destination businesses. You see corn mazes all over the place. If a farmer can make more money, I think
you have to
selling admission to a corn maze than they can in selling the corn itself. Or they can do both, which is great. You can still harvest the corn after that. But I know you have to be creative these days. I really commend you and your family for starting a farm. It's hard to do for someone who has not been born into it or had the generations passing it down. That's a lot, and I think that's really neat. So congrats to you.
Yeah. Well, thanks. Yeah. So this year, and John Ritter asked if firewood will become a bigger part. So I've set some goals to do 4 times as much firewood this year as I did last year, which would mean it's a 5-figure revenue stream for us. So that's meaningful. And, so yeah, it's definitely going to be a bigger part. And I've been spending, all of my recent videos have been us trying to collect wood for future firewood sales, and everything that goes into that, including something that I'm going to publish tomorrow in Flat Creek Outdoors. Go to Flat Creek Outdoors, subscribe, you'll see it. Tomorrow you'll see a really kind of hairy situation taking down trees. And it's like, if I needed justification to pay a log truck to deliver logs to the property to process for firewood, this tree is that justification. So you have to tune in and see what that's all about. Nice.
Hey, before you jump off, would you give me a hand with something? I know you have to go. 8
Sure.
o'clock, you got to run, right? I want to give away these vinyl stickers to a viewer. So
right.
I came up with a question here, and you can just help me pick out the first person who can answer the question. My question is, for those who have watched my channel, I can't think of a question for Phil's channel. I'm sorry, Phil. But I have one video in particular that a lot of people came to the channel because they saw it. And it's the most viewed video that I have. So using numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, tell me, this isn't for you, Phil, tell me the number of my most viewed video. And the first person who puts the correct number down, I will send you 3 of these vinyl stickers. So we're just looking for a number, 1 through probably, I think I've put out like 45 videos now. So tell me which video in the comments was the most watched video on the channel so far. And we'll see who responds first. Sorry. We've got some numbers coming in. Not seeing it yet. Oh, looks like Purple Collar Life got the answer. Number 29.
Yeah, I know Chad knew which one that was. Not that he had the number memorized, but he knew how to go look up that video real quick because he knew which one it was.
Well, I didn't say you weren't allowed to look it up, you know.
No, I'm not. And I'm not calling him out for looking it up. I'm just saying, I know he follows the successful content.
He knows, yeah.
Well, and he knows, yeah.
Yeah, he's growing a good little channel over there too, Purple Collar Life. So folks can go check that out. Anyway, I will send these to Chad, and Chad can get a hold of me and shoot me an email with an address. And I'll
well done, Chad.
Yes, congratulations, Chad. Thank you, Phil. I don't want to hold you up anymore. Once you hop off, I'll wrap up the show, talk to the folks a little bit longer. But
well, thanks. It was enjoyable, and thanks for all the questions and comments, everybody. I hope to see a few of these new names here on Flat Creek Outdoors or the Wood Street Farm channel, either one.
Yes, please. Everybody go over to Flat Creek Outdoors. Check out Phil's second channel. Subscribe to it, along with Wood Street Farm if you're interested in that as well. But go check out Flat Creek Outdoors, and let's see Phil's numbers jump up a little bit with subscriptions. So because he's putting some good content over there. You bet.
Appreciate that. All right. Well, thanks. Have a good night. I'm hop off.
Thank you, Phil. We'll see you again. Well, that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And again, congratulations, Chad at Purple Collar Life, for winning the stickers. So, as we wrap up, John Ritter, keep on tractoring. Did you leave yet, John? Are you still there? Because remember, I had something to talk to you about, just between you and me. Now, I want to show you something, John. Look at this. Look at this thing. This is a little tiny flashlight. If any of you watch A Ritter Bit Will Do, John highlights some of these little flashlights through a certain company. I forget the name of the company. But I watched your last video, John, and you were talking about this little flashlight, and it has these 3 different brightness settings, including turbo and SOS mode and whatnot. It's a neat little flashlight. So I want you to know, John, I ordered one. I picked one up, and I think it's a neat little flashlight. So I will encourage folks to go back over to A Ritter Bit Will Do and watch John's videos. As we very well know, John was my first live stream guest a few weeks ago, and we had a good old time. There you go, the Throon light, or is it Troon light? Like not pronounced TH. I'm not sure. Anyway, so think about if you have not subscribed to this channel, I hope you'll subscribe. I hope that you will mark your calendars for upcoming live streams. Again, I'm really thinking Thursday night I'll come back and we'll chat and see how many people jump on. But I got to put together something fun. Let's check out the hot dog cam. So you thought I was going to forget about that. Oh, it's looking pretty dark, isn't it? That it is. John likes that little flashlight. Thank you, M plus J. Good to see you. I know M plus J just got a WC68 wood chipper and put it together. That's the same one I have. So there's a great video over there about the about putting it together from the crate to the tractor. Yeah, but still, I'm a little disappointed with that hot dog. I really expected, I wanted flames and charcoal and all that good stuff. So, but anyway, come see me again, probably Thursday night. We'll do a little live stream. We'll have some fun. We'll think of something else to do. Let me know in the comments whether you're watching live or watching the replay, how you like the live stream. Again, if you have not clicked the thumbs up and you enjoyed the live stream, if you click that thumbs up, it really helps me out quite a bit. So, again, I thank you and have a great week, and I really look forward to seeing you next time.